Tell me if you've ever been in this situation. You read about a development with a company either just after the market closes or before the open. The news is extremely positive and you decide you want to own the stock. At the open, the stock is trading higher than the closing price. You like the news so much you go ahead and buy, only to watch the stock come back down over the next couple of hours or days. If you look at the chart, there's a gap, and you have just made an amateur mistake. Here's what goes on behind the scenes. The news hits and buy orders come flooding in. Those who might be sellers think the news will push the stock up and don't provide any supply. The market makers see buy orders and no sell orders and gap open the stock. Then they short the stock to you. In other words, they sell you stock they don't have with the expectation it will come back down. They can buy it back cheaper, thereby scalping a quick profit. After it opens higher and the market makers get short, they now have an agenda to push the stock back down. They provide enough supply to exhaust the buyers, then the sellers who were looking to get out start liquidating. The stock comes back down, and the traders who were just buyers also become sellers as the stock comes down and they freak out. There's a vacuum on the chart, and nature does not like a vacuum. It's kind of like opening a can of vacuum-packed nuts. You hear a whoosh or sucking sound, which is exactly what the stock does. It comes back and fills the vacuum, just like the air rushes into the can. Here's how you avoid this trap. Simply don't buy a stock on a gap. It's that simple. Sometimes stocks will continue to break away after a gap, but 9 out of 10 times the stock will come back down and fill the gap, which is a great time to actually make your purchase. This also works well on negative news. When a stock gaps down at the open, if it's bad enough news for you to want to sell and exit your position, most of the time you will get some sort of bounce before the selling really begins in earnest. Remember, the market almost always overreacts emotionally. Don't be suckered in like everyone else. Even if it takes a couple of days, wait for the gap to be filled on the chart. Use a limit order, and most of the time you'll get filled at a far more favorable price.